The arrival of the Vexians. The first signs came from the Deep Space Monitoring Station orbiting Jupiter. Commander Sophia Chen was reviewing the routine sensor sweep when the anomalies appeared, hundreds of them, moving in perfect formation, emerging from what could only be described as a tear in space itself. She blinked twice, ensuring her eyes weren't playing tricks on her. "Run diagnostic," she ordered the AI system, then reconfirm those readings. Diagnostic complete. The system responded moments later. Readings confirmed. Multiple objects approaching from beyond Pluto's orbit. Speed consistent with FTL deceleration. Estimated arrival in Earth orbit, 48 hours. Sophia's hands trembled slightly as she activated the emergency protocol. "This is Commander Chen of Jupiter Station Alpha. Code Crimson. I repeat, Code Crimson. We have confirmed first contact scenario." Within hours, the world changed forever. Governments suspended regular broadcasts. Military forces worldwide mobilized. The United Nations Security Council entered permanent emergency session. Panic spread through cities as leaked images of the approaching fleet circulated online. Massive obsidian structures that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it, each larger than Manhattan. When they finally arrived, the Vexians, as they identified themselves, positioned their ships strategically around Earth's orbit. Their message came simultaneously through every communication device on the planet, translated perfectly into each region's dominant language. "People of Earth, your planet now belongs to the Vexian Dominion. Your resources are claimed for our expansion. Your technology is primitive, but your biological diversity is valuable. Submit to biological sampling and resource extraction, and your major population centers will be spared. Resist, and we will demonstrate the consequence of defiance. You have 24 Earth hours to comply." In the Pentagon's underground crisis facility, Dr. Marcus Reed watched the broadcast with narrowed eyes. As the lead scientist for the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency's Xenotechnology Division, he had spent 15 years studying fragments of alien technology recovered from crash sites around the world, crashes the public had been told were meteorites or experimental aircraft. "They're not as advanced as they want us to believe," he said, pointing to specific elements of the Vexian ships displayed on the screen. "Those propulsion systems, we've seen similar technology in the 2018 Arizona crash, and their weaponry bears similarities to the 2025 Pacific anomaly." General Harriet Wallace, Joint Chiefs Chair, gave him a skeptical look. "You're suggesting we can fight them? Their smallest ship could obliterate Washington with a single strike." "I'm suggesting," Reed replied carefully, "that we understand more about them than they realize. And understanding is the first step to survival." While the UN attempted diplomatic communications, all rebuffed by the Vexians, the world's military powers convened a secret coalition. Representatives from the United States, China, Russia, India, and the European Defense Force gathered in a bunker beneath the Swiss Alps. Commander Chen, recalled from Jupiter Station, presented her findings. "Their technology suggests Type Io civilization capabilities. They can harness the entire energy of a star system. But there are inconsistencies. Their communication arrays are unexpectedly vulnerable to certain frequencies. Their shield technology fluctuates when exposed to specific radiation patterns." Dr. Reed, who had been quietly taking notes, finally spoke. "They're not a natural evolution. They're amalgamators. They've built their empire by stealing and incorporating technology from conquered species. Their systems aren't fully integrated." "How does that help us?" asked the Russian general. "It gives us a chance," Reed replied, "if we move quickly and strike precisely. I've been working on something, Project Prometheus. It's based on the technology we recovered from the Pacific anomaly, but significantly enhanced." As the coalition debated strategies, the Vexians grew impatient. When the 24-hour deadline expired without Earth's formal surrender, they targeted Johannesburg as their demonstration. A single energy beam descended from the smallest Vexian vessel, vaporizing the central business district in seconds. 50,000 lives, gone in a flash of purple light. This is but a fraction of our capability, the Vexian message followed. Your weapons cannot harm us. Your defenses cannot stop us. Submit or face extinction. But the attack on Johannesburg revealed something crucial. Detailed readings of the energy weapon showed fluctuations that Dr. Reed immediately recognized. It's quantum-phase plasma technology, he explained to the coalition leaders, similar to what we've been developing, but with one critical difference. Theirs is calibrated for maximum destruction, not precision. That makes it powerful, but inflexible. When the Vexians landed their first ground force outside New Delhi, a contingent of 200 armored soldiers standing nearly 8 feet tall, they expected minimal resistance. What they encountered instead was a hastily assembled force equipped with weapons designed by Dr. Reed's team, sonic disruptors that exploited the weakness in Vexian armor, causing it to resonate at frequencies that incapacitated the aliens inside. The battle lasted less than 30 minutes. 178 Vexian soldiers were captured alive. The rest never made it back to their ships. On the Vexian command vessel, Supreme Commander Xerak watched the footage with disbelief. His lieutenant, Vrel, struggled to explain. The humans had countermeasures, Supreme Commander, specifically designed to target our armor's resonance frequency. Impossible, Xerak growled. They are a pre-stellar species. Their most advanced weaponry is crude nuclear fission. Evidence suggests they have been studying advanced technology for decades. Vrel replied carefully, including, possibly, salvaged Vexian components. Xerak's 6 eyes narrowed to slits. They have been preparing for us specifically. Unknown, Supreme Commander, but they are adaptable. Far more than our intelligence suggested. Xerak rose from his command chair, towering over his subordinate. Prepare the orbital cannons. Target their largest population centers. No more demonstrations. We will break their will completely. As the Vexian fleet repositioned for a mass bombardment, Dr. Reed's team worked frantically beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a facility that didn't officially exist. Project Prometheus had been theoretical until now, a system designed to interface with and potentially override alien technology based on the commonalities Reed had identified across different recovered artifacts. Commander Chen supervised the final modifications. Will it work against their entire fleet? Reed didn't look up from his work. It won't have to. We just need to access one ship, their command vessel. Their entire network routes through it. And how exactly do we access a heavily defended alien warship in orbit? Chen asked. Reed finally looked up, a grim smile forming. That's where you come in, Commander. How do you feel about becoming an astronaut? As the Vexians prepared to unleash devastation upon Earth's major cities, they detected no unusual military movements, no mass evacuations. The humans appeared to have accepted their fate. Supreme Commander Xerak felt a moment of disappointment. He had expected more from a species that had defied them on the ground. What he couldn't see was that beneath the surface, humanity was preparing to demonstrate exactly why they should never be underestimated. Humanity's counterattack. The Prometheus modules, barely larger than smartphones, represented the culmination of Dr. Reed's 15 years of research. Each contained a quantum entanglement core that could interface with any system that utilized similar technology principles, which, as Reed had discovered, included virtually all advanced interstellar propulsion and weapon systems. We've confirmed the command vessel, Commander Chen said, studying the holographic display. It's the oblong structure at the center of their formation. Their energy signatures all connect to it. Like you said, a hub-and-spoke network. Perfect centralized control, Reed nodded. Efficient when it works, catastrophic when it fails. General Wallace examined the tactical display with skepticism. You're betting everything on this technology we barely understand. With all due respect, General, Reed replied. It's technology I've been studying longer than anyone else on Earth. And right now, it's the only chance we have. The mission was audacious to the point of insanity. a modified military space shuttle equipped with experimental stealth technology based on light-bending metamaterials, would approach the Vexian command vessel carrying a small strike team. Commander Chen would lead the infiltration, with Dr. Reed accompanying to operate the Prometheus device. "This is suicide," Chen said matter-of-factly as they prepared to launch. "You know that, right?" Reed checked the Prometheus module one final time. "Probably," he agreed. "But it's better than the alternative." As their shuttle quietly approached the massive Vexian vessel, the aliens began their bombardment. Paris disappeared in a flash of light, followed by Shanghai. Millions dead in seconds. The Vexians expected surrender transmissions to flood in. Instead, they received a single message: "We warned you about humanity. Now you'll understand why." The infiltration team reached the command vessel undetected. The Vexian's sensors, optimized for detecting large objects and energy signatures, failed to register the small shuttle using passive approach methods. Once inside, they faced the challenge of navigating an alien vessel with toxic atmosphere and different gravity. "Their central computer core should be at the ship's heart," Reed whispered, consulting the schematic they had developed based on recovered Vexian technology. 4 levels down from here. They encountered the first Vexian patrol 2 corridors later. The aliens towered over them, their exoskeletal armor gleaming under the ship's violet lighting. The human team's weapons, specially designed disruptors, dropped them without a sound. While the infiltration progressed, Earth launched its visible counterattack. Every functioning military satellite, retrofitted with components designed by Reed's team, targeted the Vexian fleet's shield generators. The aliens laughed at the primitive attempt, until the specially calibrated electromagnetic pulses caused cascading failures in their defense systems. "Supreme Commander," Vrel called out, panic evident in his voice. "Shield fluctuations across the fleet. The humans, they found the resonance frequency." Hexeric snarled in disbelief. "Impossible. Increase power to secondary shielding and continue the bombardment. We will not be deterred by primitive deceptions." Deep within the command vessel, Commander Chen and Dr. Reed reached the central processing core, a massive crystalline structure pulsing with energy. "Is that alive?" Chen whispered. "Not exactly," Reed replied, carefully removing the Prometheus module. "It's a biomechanical system, another technology they've stolen and repurposed without fully understanding it." He began connecting the module to the crystal structure, his hand steady despite the circumstances. "This will either work or kill us instantly, probably both." "Comforting," Chen muttered, keeping watch at the entrance. The Prometheus module interfaced with the Vexian system, establishing a quantum connection that bypassed traditional security protocols. Reed's theory proved correct. The Vexians had built their empire on stolen technology they hadn't fully integrated or understood. Their systems were powerful but vulnerable to someone who understood the fundamental principles. On the command deck, Xerak watched in horror as his control systems began failing. Ship after ship in his fleet reported system malfunctions, weapons powering down, shields collapsing. "What is happening?" he roared. "Our central network is being accessed," Vrel reported, frantically attempting to regain control. "Something is overriding our command protocols." Throughout the fleet, the alien ships' own weapons turned inward, targeting each other, not firing, just aiming, demonstrating vulnerability. Then, on every screen and communication device across the Vexian fleet, a single human face appeared: Dr. Marcus Reed. "This is Earth," he said simply. "We now control your fleet, your weapons, your life support systems. We could destroy you entirely. But unlike you, we don't exterminate without cause." Supreme Commander Xerak stood frozen, experiencing an emotion foreign to his kind. "Fear," Reed continued. "You thought us primitive. You thought us weak. What you fail to understand is that humanity thrives on challenge. We adapt, we overcome, and we never, ever surrender." Commander Chen stepped into frame beside him. "Here are our terms. You will withdraw your fleet immediately. You will acknowledge Earth and the entire solar system as sovereign territory. You will never return with hostile intent. Violate these terms, and we will not show mercy a second time. You have no right. Xerak finally found his voice. The Vexian Dominion has ruled the stars for 10,000 cycles. We have conquered species far more advanced than yours. Perhaps, Reed nodded, but they weren't human. You have 10 minutes to begin withdrawal. After that, we start deactivating life support systems, one ship at a time. To demonstrate their control, the lights throughout the command vessel flickered, then dimmed by half. The Vexian fleet began retreating within 8 minutes. As they prepared to depart the solar system, one final message was transmitted to their command vessel. Remember what you learned here today. Humanity is not to be underestimated. We will be watching. In the aftermath, Earth began a transformation. The recovered Vexian technology accelerated human development by centuries. Within a year, the first human-built faster-than-light vessel was ready for testing. The nations of Earth, faced with the knowledge that they were not alone in the universe, and that much of what lay beyond was hostile, formed a unified planetary defense force. Dr. Reed and Commander Chen became the leaders of the newly established Stellar Exploration and Defense Initiative. Their first mission would take them beyond the solar system, to establish Earth's presence among the stars. They'll be back, you know, Chen said as they prepared for their maiden voyage. The Vexians or someone else. What we did, it's going to make waves. Reed nodded, gazing at the stars through the view screen. That's counting on it. Humanity needed this wake-up call. We've spent too long fighting each other instead of looking outward. So what happens now? Reed smiled. Now we bring humanity to the stars. Not as conquerors like the Vexians, but as explorers. And if necessary, his expression hardened slightly, as defenders. As their ship broke free from Earth's gravity, they carried with them the message that would soon spread throughout the galaxy. Humanity had awakened, and the stars would never be the same again. The end.